Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Sport Automotive, Chevrolet and Honda. Carl Altner's a sport fan, B12. Visit sportautomotive.com. Papa John's, if the Caps win and score 4 or more goals, get 50% off any online order tomorrow at participating Papa John's locations. And by Mazda, conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. And this is how we do NHL hockey on Comcast Sportsnet. A Saturday night inside of Verizon Center. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs. Al Koken is your rinkside reporter. It is the first of 3 meetings this season between the Washington Capitals, under the direction of Barry Trotz, and the Buffalo Sabres, who come into town out of the Atlantic Division with Ted Nolan at the helm. Buffalo a mark of 5-13-2, just a dozen points in the 8th spot in the Atlantic. Alex Ovechkin, fresh from his game-winning goal in Denver 2 nights hence, giving Washington the mark of 9-7-3, 21 points, sitting 3rd in the Metropolitan Division. Old friend Tyson Strachan is back in business. As we get set for this one, we are underway in D.C. The on-ice officials, the referees are Brian Pakmara and Kevin Pollock. The linesmen Jean Morin and Tony Seracolo, they are judge and jury tonight.
And should be a good one, Joe B. Both these teams riding 2-game win streaks. The Sabres have not played since Tuesday night. They seem ready and raring. They had a couple of good wins against the Leafs and San Jose, and the Caps really played well on the road.
That's Jonas Enroth in the cage for Buffalo, a 26-year-old Swede. John Carlson scoops it back into the Sabre territory. Tyson Strachan, now 30 years of age. Strachan, who played some 18 games with Washington a season ago, as you're seeing Barry Trotz's lineup and soon to follow Ted Nolan's lineup in action this evening. Tyler Myers, the towering defender out there, 57 in the white, all 6'8" of him. Sabres grab possession and work back through center with Brian Flynn. Marked by Carl Alzner. Gianta towards the front. Mitchell was there, and Holtby with a testing stop just 67 seconds into the game.
No, they do have some quickness up front for this Buffalo Sabres team, and Teddy Nolan. Torrey Mitchell's one of those type of guys. Their second line can really fly when you put in Flynn, Gianna, Torrey Mitchell. Those guys are going to create problems. You got to be slick with the puck. They're an unlucky bounce for Niskanen. The Sabres get their first shot on net.
Hodson wins the draw on back for Buffalo. Cody Hodson circles to the front. He was angled there by Mike Green. Holtby sweeps it to the corner. Hodson thumped by Nate Schmidt. Hodson's centering pass gobbled up again by Schmidt as they look to clear. It is Chimera one-on-one against the youngster Ristolainen. The pass intended for Green that was snared. Counterattacking, Hodson behind the D. Chips for Stafford. He fires. That's erased by Nate Schmidt. Beagle in possession for Washington. Jay Beagle spins away from the pressure. Hodson sends it to the point. The long wrister that floats high over the head of Braden Holtby, guarding the cage once more for Washington, and Holtby on a terrific run in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, 4-1 his last 5, and unbelievable gaudy numbers for Braden, so why not put him right back in? Caps have some time coming up. They play Wednesday, they play Friday, and Saturday. In one of those 2 games, you'd expect Peters to get the call.
Around the Thanksgiving holiday, as we approach the 3-minute mark of a scoreless opening frame, Eric Fair was posted up at center. Mazzaros was right there with him. Schmidt to clear in. Took a bump from Foligno. Latta there for Washington. For Fair from the sharp angle, and it'll be covered up by Jonas Enroth, as Locker can put some more detail on the net-minding matchup.
Oh, we've talked about that suite a little bit. Enroth goes for the visitors. He's the backup tonight, will be Nathan Lewin. Enroth has 2 of the Sabres' 5 wins this season. Braden Holtby goes again. He's gone the last 5. He's got impressive numbers, and he has 7 of the Capitals' 9 wins this season.
So we don't get the chance to see Semyon Varlamov in Denver. We don't get the chance to see Michael Neuvirth tonight. Neuvirth on the injured list for Buffalo. Kuznetsov and Latta and Fair out there in red for Washington. Sabres have possession. Latta right after the defender Strachan. Fair golfs one towards the front. Sabres protecting the house. Alzner leaves it on the boards for fair. Strachan emerges. Plays on for McCormick, and the Sabres are free and clear back through center. No running room for Chris Stewart. Ted Nolan in the middle of a line change. Ditto for Barry Trotz, as Kuznetsov will sing one back behind the cage. Alex Ovechkin working to the interior against Torrey Mitchell. Shots on goal early in this game, just one apiece. Mazzaros choosing Gianta's side, snared by Ovechkin through the screen, right to the chest of Jonas Enroth. He forecasts the future. He sees all. Here's Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
And it's about avoiding the trap. First game back after a long road trip, close to a week. Buffalo, when you look at their numbers, last in the NHL. You cannot play down to the competition. Barry Trotz's team has to elevate their play. You don't want to be caught in one of these trap games here tonight against Buffalo. They want to continue their string of good fortune and good wins and run it to 3 with a win tonight.
Extremely busy day and night around the NHL. A total of 13 games on the calendar. Braden Holtby waits. Slips it high on the glass on a round past Brouwer. Andre Burakovsky has a 3-on-3 through center. Pulls up at the attacking line. Good save there by Enroth, spoiling a bid for Marcus Johansson. Swedish Olympic teammates, those two, in Sochi. Mitchell guides it along the wall. Path taken away by Burakovsky. Green towards the front of the goal. That was answered. And Flynn able to paddle it on down, where icing will be washed out. A low-angle look at Mike Green on the send-away, snared by Ennis. Filtered along for Molson and just out of his reach. Mazzaros keeping Buffalo in the attack territory. Green twirls it on for Ovechkin. Ovechkin and Backstrom each with a goal and an assist in the win over Colorado. This is Backstrom delaying out of the corner. Top side for Carlson. Switch it up to Orpik. The wrister, whoa, just snared by Enroth as there was traffic in front. We can head down ringside to visit with Al Koken.
Joe, thanks very much. We ask our viewers to get involved with us tonight on Twitter, and we ask the following holiday question. Which of the current Capital players would you invite to your home for Thanksgiving dinner? Get your responses into hashtag Capitals Talk. Locker, I'm sorry they didn't include announcers as well. Not just you, but you know your partner would not only be great company, but he'd bring a great bottle of wine with him.
And he's a great cook to boot.
As long as it has nothing to do with cranberry sauce. I am anti-cranberry sauce.
You're anti several things, I found out. Guacamole.
No, guac's that's the devil.
I love cranberry sauce.
The other things I can take care of for you.
Okay.
Strachan ahead for Stafford. Pulls a trigger, and that's gloved by Braden Holtby. Hashtag Capitals Talk. Which of the Caps do you want attending your dinner on Thursday?
Stafford, good looking shot there. You know, this Buffalo Sabre team, you could say, has one line and then 3 very similar, and Stafford's part of those other 3 for Teddy Nolan. He was talking to the media before tonight's game and just said, you know what? Yeah, there's the first line, and then we have 3 other lines, and, you know, people and players say, oh, that's the 4th line. He says, no, they're all equal. He's a 6th season as a head coach, his 2nd stint now with the Buffalo Sabres for Nolan.
Formerly as well with the New York Islanders, who the Caps will see twice in the week ahead. An Islander team that's running in very good order right now, winners of 7 of their last 8. Molson fires, that's blocked by Brooks Orpik, who grew up in Amherst, New York, not far from Buffalo.
And not a surprise that he blocks a shot. He leads everybody in the NHL in the month of November at doing just that.
Closing in on the 6-minute mark of a scoreless first period, with the Caps out shooting the Sabres 4-2. Zadorov to the wing for Molson. Molson connecting on the entry. Simple little clear in from Girgensons as he wanted the line change. Smooth moves by Burakovsky. Gliding through center. Niskanen gets up into the rush. He was poke checked. Brouwer will reorganize with the help of Johansson. Working wide. Foligno there for the Sabres. McCormick on for Stewart, and back through center they go. Stewart on the drop pass. The return for Chris Stewart, 27-year-old Toronto native, boxed in by Alzner. McCormick keeps it alive. Stewart throwing it into the corner for Foligno. The Capitals will swarm there, and Burakovsky will glide back through center, dump in so that his team can get a line change. Burakovsky took a late hit from Chris Stewart and didn't appreciate it. Lots of jawing going on at the Washington bench. Mazzaros paddles it through center. Fair will clamp onto it, and Green in concert with Nate Schmidt. Mike Green fidgets through center. Fumbled the puck. Green put the stick onto Flynn. Help comes from Torrey Mitchell. The late guy is Ristolainen. He fires, it's blocked. The rebound's loose at the doorstep. Good collapsing D there from the Capitals. As Latta sends it all the way down, this is going to be icing against Washington.
Yeah, close call there. They had a good opportunity with Torrey Mitchell. Just missed the puck there. Line changes are very quick in the National Hockey League, Joe B. And when you change and come onto the ice like Burakovsky did there, you see the type of speed he possesses. Here he is getting hit twice and just about thrown right into the bench there. Stewart always plays that rough and tough game. And with the bench is so close, you often see those type of collisions.
Good to see Andre sticking up for himself there. He'll wait his next turn as we near the midway mark of a scoreless first period. Settling for a long wrist shot that was blocked and taken to safety by Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Smart looking pass for Fair, stripped of the biscuit by Tyson Strachan. Strachan to Hodson. He lost possession. Kuznetsov twirls one towards the front, and that nearly hit to Hodson in the ear. Stafford, a 30-goal scorer in the NHL in the past, towards the front, and a pad save for Braden Holtby.
That was on Tyler Myers, who's a defenseman who showed a lot of offensive upside his rookie year when he won the Calder. Recently, though, his numbers have been going down, but there's the type of play he can bring to this Sabres team.
Myers, rookie of the year in the NHL in 2010. The long wrister from Orpik, a pad save for Enroth. Delorier, who likes to stir it up. On for Stafford. He gets the center line, and he'll clear in. Relatively whistle-free inside of Verizon Center. We're almost 9 minutes deep.
Yeah, pretty free-flowing. You know, the Capitals skated this morning. Buffalo Sabres did not because of the basketball game here today with Georgetown and Robert Morris.
Georgetown prevailing over Robert Morris. Victory for the Hoyas. Niskanen comes this way for Alzner. Alzner will dump it.
I don't see Robert Morris as a basketball powerhouse.
No?
No.
Long wrister that's deflected aside from Alzner. They're better on the rink these days.
Yeah, they're a very good Division I team.
Alzner off the shoulder of Enroth. And it's poked back to center. Zemgus Girgensons doing the honors. Backstrom connecting with Ovechkin. Wilson looking for Backstrom, and the pass never arrived. Jonas Enroth will watch this go wide of the cooker, and 20-year-old Rasmus Ristolainen, he turned 20 at the end of October, will bring it back ahead. 85-footer that goes wide of the goal. Marcus Foligno watching this one come off the short side. The rebound was there for a moment. Dangerous was Cody McCormick. Foligno, his pass blocked by Burakovsky. 5-on-5 play continues. Neither side yet with a power play in this game. Ristolainen from board to board. Foligno. Caps wanted too many men on the ice. The officials said play on.
You've got some leeway there. Number one, he was right at the gate, hit his skate boot. Number two, he wasn't in the play, Joe B. So it was a correct call by the officiating crew here tonight.
All the way around for Kuznetsov to clear back through center. Myers using the boards, didn't get it out. Fair with one hand on his hockey stick. Gianta, captain for Buffalo, round and round with Mike Green, and Brian Gianta will play it only as far as the line there and then get it right back.
He's had a tough go of it when it comes to goal scoring. Had a couple the other night, his first 2 goals of the season for Gianta, and Nolan was saying before the game, yeah, he's had chances, he's just been misfiring. It was great to see that lifted off his back, not putting the puck in the net, but he was brought in more so for leadership than anything else with this pretty young hockey team.
Jason Chimera, fresh from his goal at Pepsi Center in Denver, looking for Schmidt to deal in. 9:20 with which to work in the opening period. NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Caps and Sabres Part 1. Strachan taking down his check. Chimera looking for revenge as Delorier will clear. Niskanen delicately ahead for the turning Jay Beagle, and this is offside against Washington. It's Kids Day at Verizon Center. The youngsters are everywhere. Dads and big brothers and sisters too. All enjoying Caps Sabres with you on Comcast Sportsnet. Part of the family. Verizon Center enjoying Buffalo and Washington on CSN. No score with 9 minutes to go in the first. Star Treks presented by Toyota. Locker just sicked the Beagle on him.
Why not? Gonna watch Tyler Ennis. He's hot. 9 points his last 10. 6+6 on the season. #1 line with Molson and Girgensons. There you see Beagle. Yeah, but he's been hot, Joe. 4 points his last 6. His best 6-game stretch in his NHL career.
Jay Beagle, his first NHL goal came 5 years ago tomorrow against Ottawa in Ottawa. And lately, as Locker has been pointing out, he's been productive on the score sheet, getting rewarded for all that hard work. Lada, Kuznetsov, and Fair out there now in red up front for Washington. No score in this game with 8:40 to go in the period, and Jonas Enroth will cover up here. Attention, customers of Dish. Dish may drop CSN Mid-Atlantic, and you would miss out on your Capitals and Wizards action. Call 1-844-I-WANT-CSN. That's 1-844-492-6827. Or log on to iwantcsnma.com. Tell Dish not to drop your favorite teams. Nicholas Backstrom is set to draw. Wins it on back. The quick trigger from Ovechkin blocked. Follow-up stopped by Enroth.
Ouch, that smarted their big defenseman. Ovi couldn't believe it. Good block in front. Even better follow-up by Alex Ovechkin. Enroth has looked very sharp. This one right off Tyler Myers, and why wouldn't you block it when you're 6'7"? He blocks it, and then the follow-up, and Enroth closes up any hole that Ovi was looking for. There's the block by Big Myers. He's down in a heap, and there's the backhand, and look at the goalie. Look around, Joe. He thought that squirted in the 8-hole.
Ovechkin shooting again, and Tyler Myers deflects it out of play. We saw Ovechkin take a drive the other night in Denver that ramped up off the stick of Alex Tanguay and injured him severely.
Yep, went to the hospital, did not return, and he's questionable the rest of this week, at least, Joe B. A lot of concern in Colorado.
Injury.
Yeah, jaw injury. This period, we've had a lot of whistles recently, but we had played 11 minutes of this period, Joe, and all of 14 minutes real time. Just flying by.
Quick. Alex Ovechkin in NHL game number 699 tonight. Nicholas Backstrom, 1 day in advance of his 27th birthday, which will come on an off day tomorrow. Yielding the face-off dot to Tom Wilson. Control belongs to Hodgson and the Sabres. Wilson recaptures towards the goal. It's deflected away from Jonas Enroth. 7-4. Washington leads in the shots on goal department. Putting on a good sturdy forecheck now. Ovechkin's pass on the wrong side for Backstrom and taken away by Delorier. Nicholas Backstrom regrouping with the help of Schmidt. Paddles it on for Ovechkin. Cleanly through center for Mike Green. Green canceled out of the attacking line. Wilson hooks the pass to the front. Mazzaros was in the way. Hodgson will spill the puck back onto the Washington side. No score in this one, a little bit less than 8 minutes remaining in the first. Orpik for Johansson in tight quarters. Enroth keeps it moving. Caps and Sabres a season ago, all 3 games went beyond regulation.
Sabres won 2 of them, right, Joe B?
In shootout fashion.
Yeah, they've been tough against the Caps recently.
And their former goaltending standout, Ryan Miller, was incredible in those games.
Yeah, it seemed like the Caps would outshoot them, outchance them, and end up on the losing end of the stick.
Molson tied up in the corner. Weber sends one wide of the cage. The lively Karam. Burakovsky didn't get it out. Andre gets another chance with Ennis in his path, and you can see Girgensson drilled in the corner. Ennis leaves it into the cycle. Burakovsky in good shape defensively from his center position. Skies one to neutral ice. Mazzaros booms it in. Beagle waiting. Johansson will force Zadorov to give up the line. Nikita Zadorov, 19-year-old from Moscow. Chimera's on the go. Ward with a good lift check. Joel Ward bothered by Ristolainen. How about that defense pair in a few years?
That's pretty cool. Same draft year, 2013, 1/8 and 1/16, and a big part of Ted Nolan's back line.
Zadorov, 19. Ristolainen, 20. Should be quite the pair for years ahead.
Caps and Sabres scoreless. Todd Reardon, there was a good pace to the start of this period. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, I really liked our start. I thought we were getting a lot of offensive zone time, lots of shots on net, but last couple of shifts we haven't managed the puck very well, and in turn we spent a lot of time in the D zone. So we got to be a little smarter with the puck here the rest of this period, Al.
All right, we appreciate that. From Todd Reardon, a Legal Seafoods bite of the night.
Gentlemen, carry right along. Washington entertaining Buffalo. With the NHL on CSN, this Sabres squad has scored the fewest goals in all of the NHL this fall.
Man, they don't get any shots either, and that's one of their main reasons. They look pretty smart the way they played here in this period, other than that misplay there by their defenseman, which surprised Enra. That was Weber trying to get the puck out of the zone. But other than that, they show a lot of quickness. They're young. They seem to have a lot of energy, Joe. The Capitals are going to have to match that.
Mike Weber through center. Drives one hard around past Braden Holtby. 5-on-5 play with 5.5 to go in the first. Another log jam that you can see along the boards. Niskanen plays it on out. Joel Ward has some running room. Poke check by Mazzaros. Both teams completing line changes.
And the ice looks really beat up. It could be because of the basketball game today. It's just bouncing like crazy. The puck is not lying down. That's why the teams between the two Blues seem to be having a lot of problems here tonight, putting passes together. A lot of bouncing pucks, hard to corral.
Brian Giunta there hugging his old college chum, Brooks Orpik. Those two were national champions at Boston College back in the day. Ovechkin to the front on the timing play, and Wilson didn't get a lot of wood on that.
And pretty good back check there too by Torrey Mitchell, making sure he drove on the middle lane to help in the back check.
Brian Giunta leads Mitchell back through center, and he'll scuttle Washington into its own defensive territory. John Carlson on the reverse. Brooks Orpik will wait and wander ahead. Carlson and Orpik through center. Ovechkin was stalled at the attacking line. Ristolainen chased by Burakovsky. Knocked out of the air. Good hand-eye coordination for Troy Brouwer. Burakovsky with the entry. Ristolainen says, no, you don't.
I don't think Burakovsky likes him, right? He scored the game winner for the Finns in the World Juniors.
Golden goal in overtime. Stafford bracketed by Johansson. Centering pass there for Burakovsky, jammed wide. Brouwer was in there on the forecheck. Green thunders one right to the chest of Jonas Enra. Back for the final 3:53 of period number one in just a few moments. Caps and Sabres continue. Fans having a nice time here at Verizon Center. Washington hosting Buffalo. And Caps insider Chuck Gormley details historic snowfall.
That's right, Joe. Almost 8 feet of snow hit Buffalo this past week. It forced Patrick Coletta to miss Tuesday night's game and Wednesday's practice. He couldn't get out of his house. The team president of the Sabres actually acted as an usher at the game on Tuesday against San Jose. Brooks Orpik told me today that his dad lives 3 miles north of Buffalo and didn't get anything. In fact, the Sabres were able to come here tonight because they didn't have much snow at the airport. But Brooks Orpik told me that the rink that he grew up in, actually the roof collapsed, and he's concerned with the rising temperatures and rain scheduled for Monday that there could be some problems.
Oh, just no fun whatsoever for the South Towns area, from basically the area south of First Niagara Center. Shocking how Little snow there could be in one area and just droves upon droves in others.
And they're used to snow up in Buffalo and the snow belt coming off the lakes, but not the amount that they have received in this past week. It's been incredible the amount of snow that has fallen in Buffalo.
Chimera and Ristolainen are nose to nose after Enroth made like a good shortstop, fielding a ground ball to the hole.
And a bouncing one to boot all the way to the net, pushing and shoving. 10 guys all in a scrum. It'll be sorted out. I don't think anything will be doled out here. Should remain 5-on-5. Didn't look like any infractions. A couple of face washes. There's no penalty for that. So we'll have a face off. Here's a little chip along the wall. A pretty good hit right there. Notice as Greeny tried to get to center, and Ristolainen got a piece of him with a pretty good hip check, Joe. That's old school by an awful young player.
It's a little bit of a Rob Blake type hit, who just went into the Hall of Fame. Buffalo out hitting Washington in the early going tonight, in the first 16 minutes plus, as Backstrom wins the draw. Snapshot coming from Carlson that was erased by Strachan. Tyler Myers getting traffic warnings as Wilson was in the vicinity.
Yeah, he's stick handling around his own teammates and the Caps.
As the puck bounces out of play. Chuck Gormley was talking about snow in western New York. Oh, have a peek. Have a peek.
It's really incredible, Joe. Just the surprisers, even anybody driving in some of the film that we have here. You can see the people, most of them walking and digging out houses. The snow is high as people's roofs in some parts of Buffalo.
Whiteout conditions. At times it looks like it's out of a movie.
Yeah.
And more expected, as this one is dumped into the Washington players bench. Another whistle with 2:49 left in the opening period and no score between these Eastern rivals. Meeting number 147 all time as we look at Ovechkin's glowing career numbers.
Yeah, you see 832 points, over 400 goals, 400 assists against the Sabres. Pretty darn good as you look at that bottom graphic. 36 points in 33 games. Of those 36 points, 22 of them have been snipes. He's had the number for any Buffalo goaltender since he arrived in the league.
He used to torment Ryan Miller, so I did some homework.
Oh, here they go.
The gloves are down, and the fists are flying. Foligno and Latta.
Yep, two tough guys. Foligno may have the edge in size a little bit over Michael Latta, but both guys just immediately dropped his gloves, and it's a pretty good do-si-do there. Like a couple of landed punches by both combatants, getting a big-time applause here at Verizon Center. Marcus Foligno against Michael Latta.
Before this evening, only Anaheim had engaged in more fights than Buffalo.
Yeah, this is their 13th major when it comes to fighting this year. It started right off the face-off. There you see pushing and shoving, top right of the screen. Puck's coming out of the zone. Just about on cue. Both of them dropped the mittens. Don't really see any big headshots there. So a lot going off the shoulder pads for both of those fighters.
Alan May always says if the player you're fighting against may be taller or has that longer reach, you got to get in there tight, and Latta was doing that quickly against Marcus Foligno.
Speaking of that, did you see Dalton Prout last night on Milan Lucic? One punch, Joe B. And down to the knees, big Milan Lucic went.
That doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't. That's an oddity anytime that big fella gets knocked down.
That's one that goes on the mantle. You can celebrate that.
Yeah, you can.
And you better watch out the next time.
And when Lucic got up, he was looking for anybody, and fortunately for Prout, probably the linesman got in the way, but he clocked them with a big-time right.
McCormick got hit with a high stick. Play carries on. Alsner shimmies down from his defense position. Stick check by Weber. Shade over 2 minutes with which to work in this opening period. 5-on-5, these two teams skate. Matching majors doled out for fighting to Latta and Foligno. This is Matt Niskanen behind the Washington net. He'll turn 28 in December. Burakovsky on the go. Accelerates into the zone. Weber with help from Giunta on the takeaway. Giunta's pass off target for Mitchell turns out to be icing against the Sabres. Time for the hard hits highlights of the game. Brought to you by Timberland Pro.
We've had some beauties already in this hockey game. OV hones in and flies into the box between the benches. Big hit on Orpik down low. He cleans out a guy. A little shot again, right where our buddy Kenny Savarin is. Ristolainen a shot, and then we have a fight just moments ago between Foligno and Michael Latta.
Sabby have like a homing device on him?
Yeah, they're all over Sabby there, aren't they?
I guess so.
Sabby could throw him, though. I'm not worried about Sabby.
Ken Savarin on the Caps radio network inside the glass tonight. 70 seconds in the opening period. Ovechkin tumbles one wide of Enroth. Wilson captures. Tom Wilson chased by Tyson Strachan. South of the goal line, Backstrom and Ovechkin there, but Mitchell is in the vicinity first. Loose in front, down low. Ovechkin tries to jam that one home. Enroth with a pad save. Lost his goalie stick. Orpik fires. And it's Enroth sprawling out to cover with 45 to play and a mass of humanity in front.
And was OV ever wide open? Just couldn't collect the puck from skate to stick, or he had a layup. Enroth looking very quick and sharp here in this first period for the Sabres, saving their bacon. Here's the clock winding down. There's the first chance. And watch OV try to get it around the pad in the post, but look at all the white jerseys. A lot of great chances. A good look from behind on our Jeep net cam as OV's trying to stuff it, trying to put it in off the right pad. And it goes for naught. Enroth coming up large for the Sabres.
Ovechkin in 4 games against Enroth prior to tonight. 4 goals. Alex already with 3 quality chances in this opening period, which remains scoreless. Fair turns the corner, funnels it on back. Niskanen fires. That was blocked. Alsner will sprink it. Sprinkle out down low for Fair. Girgensons is there. And then Molson has time to clear. Carl Alsner brushes the puck on around for Niskanen. Girgensons is in the way. Then Myers on the intercept. Tyler Myers' pass caroms off of Fair right to Braden Holtby.
Myers has had a real good first period, the big fella on the blue line for Buffalo. That was a good read of a pass. That was too direct on that play. The Capitals try to go rink wide east to west, and Myers steps up and rips them off on the rink wide pattern. Myers playing a lot better this year than the start of last year for Teddy Nolan.
He has points in 2 straight games. Each of those are Sabre victories. Tyler Myers leading the Buffalo Sabres in ice time this year.
Picked up his 100th assist in the National Hockey League against San Jose recently.
Pair of 19s on the faceoff in the final minute of the first. Stafford funnels it down low. Ennis from the sharp angle threw it right on through Hodgson as time expires in the opening frame. 20 minutes done in Washington. Braden Holtby and Jonas Enroth unscathed. No score after a period of play as both teams will make their way to the dressing room to catch up on some rest. Lattice's Intermission Live is coming your way. Al Koken and Alan May are here at Verizon Center tonight. Highlights and stats from the booth, and we'll flash back to one of the hardest hitters of all time in Scott Stevens, celebrating 40 years of Caps hockey. Sabres and Caps, nothing. Look out, Alex, all over the place. Back in a moment with Lattice's Intermission Live, Alan Allen. Washington has taken 7 of the last 9 from Buffalo here at Verizon Center. Nobody has taken the lead tonight as we get set for the start of period number 2. Folks, the 2015 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic is going to be played January 1st, 2015 at Nationals Park. For more information on how to guarantee access to tickets to the game, call 202-266-CAPS, or you can visit WashingtonCaps.com. Let them set you up for the big day on New Year's Day. If you've been with us all season long in our 40th anniversary campaign, it's been a pleasure to relive the highlights of the great Caps of the past, including the punishing Scott Stevens.
He was so young at the time, and they got the Flintstone moniker for him in the locker room. We called him Bam Bam, and here's some of the heavy hits. Open ice. He also had a soft set of hands. Worked a lot on the power play, grinded. Everybody paid notice when number 3 was on the ice. Sneaking in, scoring big goals, heavy hits, fighting, you name it. He was the be-all and end-all when it came to Capitals' tough defensemen.
Oh, without a doubt, a Hockey Hall of Fame resume for Scott Stevens, 8 of those seasons with Washington.
Wonderful teammate of mine, fortunate enough to play with that guy. 5th overall pick in '82, 1,600 plus PIMs. Notice that second, Joe B. He took 1 elbowing penalty in his career. He nailed you clean and fair. 2007 Hall of Famer. Never a minus player in 22 NHL regular seasons, 3 cups as the leader of the New Jersey Devils.
If you had shoulders chiseled out of granite, you didn't need to use your elbows. McDonald's trivia tonight involving hits. Scott would love it. Since 2005-06, or the arrival of Alex Ovechkin, which Caps player has recorded the most hits in a single season?
We don't have the answer, but we have some names.
We have 5 names on our list.
And that might not even be one of them that are right.
Oh, there's definitely one that's right.
You think so?
Oh, this is another classic Steve. This is a classic Steve. Off we go in period number 2. Shots on goal were 11-4, favor Washington in the opening frame. Backstrom gaining ground through center. Long wrister, no worries for fellow Swede Jonas Enroth, and he'll cover.
Man, Nicky just threw that puck at the net. Don't know what's going to happen. Might have squirted through. Nick Backstrom, you say he's a birthday boy coming up. It's amazing to me the numbers he has put up in his career, and he's still really in his prime and going into his prime. He's only going to get better, this guy. I mean, he's so calm with the puck. He's arguably one of the top pivots already, and pivoting the #1 line here in Washington for so many years.
Tied with Alex Ovechkin in the point scoring lead so far this campaign as Wilson tries to flush that one in on the short side. Backstrom to Ovechkin in a pad save for Enroth. Strachan turns it on for Myers. He'll twist it ahead. John Carlson kept the puck in the offensive zone for Washington. Tom Wilson double teamed along the boards. Stafford will come away with a biscuit. Ovechkin will snare and give ground with Brooks Orpik. Opening minute of period 2. Carlson on the delay. Towards the goal and wide of the cage. Ovechkin. Again facing the double team. Myers was there, and Stafford will roll it on out. Delorier bats it onto the Washington side of center. This Capitals team winning 2 straight, 5 of its last 7. Moving into 3rd place in the Metropolitan Division. Dates looming next week with the New York Islanders, who have been very, very good under Jack Capuano as Zadorov works in. Whistle here and a stoppage in play. Linesman nicked.
Yeah, he got clipped by that falling Alzner on the initial hit there, and the referee quickly blew it down. Alzner and company smiling a little bit, but was the linesman that probably got arguably the worst of that collision at the blue line.
Veteran linesman Jean Morin doubled over there.
Yeah, he's really smarting after that collision, talking to the training staff for the Buffalo Sabres. Here's our 84 Lumber slow-mo cam. This is what happens when you miss on a hip check, Joe, and the stick comes up and collects the referee along with the skates right along his legs. Jurgensen gets around Alzner, and there's the linesman. He's set to go. These guys are tough.
Well, that's one of those classic getting the wind knocked out of you after Alzner's stick slammed into Morin's midsection. Face-off to come in the offensive zone for Buffalo. This Sabres squad, 5-13-2. Just a couple wins on the road this season as Holtby makes the stick save on Matt Molson. 5-on-5 play continues. Nary a power play in this game. Chimera full throttle down the flank. On the backhand, and Enroth was hugging the pipe.
That was old school by Enroth.
Loose in front, Beagle denied. A second chance there for Chimera, and Ward that goes begging.
A lot of goalies go down with that leg next to the post. He stood right up and just hugged the post. That was a pretty good looking backhand short side. Good chance again. Enroth has played a good game so far against the Caps.
Jonas Enroth, who picked up the win in relief of Michael Neuvert last time out against San Jose. This Sabres team has won 2 straight, just like Washington. John Carlson gathering in with the help of Burakovsky. Lets it fly off the blocker of Enroth.
Yeah, they've got some decisions to make because Enroth's a UFA, as is Michael Neuvert, a UFA. Nathan Lewin is backing up here tonight as an American Hockey League call-up, and they're going to have to make decisions on their goaltending. So obviously they're being looked at right now, and are they in the future for this Sabres team?
Brian Giunta skipping in. A centering pass for Flynn, who was attacked there defensively by Troy Brouwer. Marcus Johansson opens up and clears in. 3 minutes deep in period 2 and no score. Flynn casually ahead for Mitchell. Hitting the seam was Giunta, bumped there by Beagle. Mitchell's centering pass is answered by Eric Fair, and he'll stroll back through center. Beagle knocks it out of the air, juggles it between defenders, and it rolls right to the glove of Jonas Enroth. Coors Light, a cold hard fact that's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Braden has definitely battened down the hatches.
Cooling off right now, though, isn't he, in the net? Braden Holtby has allowed 2 goals or fewer in each of his last 5 starts. He's 4-1, 1.60 GAA, and a very nice save percentage at .946.
Season ago, Philip Grubauer faced the Sabres twice. Holtby getting the first turn this time around. These two teams won't see each other again till the first week of March. And the Caps don't go to First Niagara Center till the middle of March. The weather will be frosty then too.
Oh yeah.
Schmidt challenged by Hodson. Latta will play it clear. Michael Latta, who was in a first period fight with Marcus Foligno, it's icing against Washington.
Washington still has not really established their forechecking, and that's getting 3 guys involved. There's been very few cycles, but the fair line in particular with Latta and company, that's their game plan. They've got to simplify, get it in, and start the cycle. Generate some contact down below the goal line, right behind Enroth.
This Buffalo Sabres team almost 15 minutes with just a single shot on Braden Holtby. That's where a goaltender needs to work on the concentration and stay in the moment.
Well, this is a team that averages only about 22 on the road anyway, so they're below that average right now in this game. So the Caps are doing a pretty good job in front of Holtby.
Good news looming on the injury front with respect to Liam O'Brien and Brooks Laich. Both of those guys may be available Wednesday when the Caps are on Long Island.
Decision-making time, though, in the lineup.
One of the decisions was made earlier today. Chris Brown reassigned back to the American Hockey League. No score in this one. Hadid shows us the road ahead.
Yeah, a lot of travel again for the Caps. The month of December, very tough as is the end of November. 3 of the next 5 on the road at the Islanders. Islanders home for a 5 o'clock game. Mark that down after Thanksgiving. Saturday, we're up in Toronto with the Maple Leafs. Always something going on up in TO, huh? Always.
I'll say.
The press, the players, you name it. They don't come out to salute the fans after a big win. Upset at the fans maybe because they weren't too happy when they were thumped 9-2 by Nashville on home ice.
John Carlson works back through center. Carlson casually to the corner.
Can I call it a circus up there?
No, never.
Never.
Remember, that game on Wednesday is CSN Plus. Check your local listings. The first of the 2 against the New York Islanders. Washington entertaining Buffalo tonight. No score in this one as we near the 5-minute mark of the second. Tom Wilson ran right into Matt Molson. Strachan for the Sabres, greeted by the hit from Ovechkin. Girgensons muscles it back through center for Ennis.
Out too cleanly once again, Joe. Goes overtime for the Caps. The Caps need some flurries against Enroth. He's in his zone right now. It seems like everything they shoot, the first shot, he's been very solid and technical. They need second and third shots by OV and his teammates.
Icing against Washington, bringing the face-off to Braden Holtby's neighborhood. There are a dozen other games going on around the NHL this day. St. Louis, a victor earlier in the day thanks to an Alex Steen goal. Toronto on top of visiting Detroit. Komarov has the tally there. Minnesota one better than Tampa at Amalie Arena. Here in Washington, no score. Shots on goal are 17-5 in favor of Washington. See Montreal and Boston getting that age-old rivalry rekindled tonight.
On a mother's trip, Joe B. The Montreal Canadiens, they've taken fathers all along. They brought all the mothers sisters' daughters on their trip.
Johansson fires, glove save, Enroth, and he will squeeze.
That was a toughie, sort of knuckled on its way off the stick of Mojo. Mojo recently hasn't been getting the volumes of shots that he got earlier on this season. He's got 8 goals. He's got to continue to shoot like that. Pretty good job using the D-man as a screen and just ripped it about 2 feet in the air. Just about skipped past that catching glove of Enroth.
Johansson's numbers, the one that jumps out, the 8 tallies already. Former captain of the Swedish World Junior team back in 2010. Already in his 4th full season of professional hockey, number 90. Out there with Brouwer and Burakovsky. This is Johansson jamming along the boards with Hodgson. Brouwer away from Meszaros. Point position for Alzner. He just did keep that in. Cody Hodgson will clear for the Sabres as we've crossed the 6-minute mark of a scoreless second and a scoreless hockey game. Fair on the go. On one big skip to the backboards. 5-on-5 play continues. Stewart takes a knee, managed to get it back to center. Revolving there is Mike Green. Green, very productive against the Sabres last season. Johansson feeds, Schmidt fires, and Enroth eats that up. Jonas Enroth with save number 19 in the contest. We'll get you back to Verizon Center in just a few moments for more NHL on CSN.
Caps and Sabres still scoreless. Braden Holtby, 5 straight games allowing 2 or less goals, a .946 save percentage over that time. I asked Barry Trotz before tonight's game, what does he think Braden Holtby's been doing better? He said he's learning how to play in these type of games when he doesn't see a lot of volume of shots, staying more focused. Both he and Justin Peters have really improved in that area. And guys, this is a classic example with the Caps out shooting the Sabres 20-5 so far. Braden really hasn't had to break a sweat in this entire second period.
Barry Trotz went on to say that goalies can be game breakers or game makers. And in this kind of a contest, one of them or both could have both roles. John Carlson looking for a shooting lane with Jason Chimera. Stafford has possession of the puck. On for Delorier, the former LA King property.
And Chimmer had him there. He just wrong-sided Carlson. Carlson's really been jumping into the play in this hockey game. The D have been generating a ton of shots against Buffalo. Maybe the dam will break, get some shots through. They need a redirect in front of Enroth. One and done is not going to cut it here tonight against the Sabres.
John Carlson locker with points in 6 of his last 11. A game high 24.5 minutes against Colorado 2 nights ago for John. Girgensons tried to play it around Beagle, nothing doing. Jay Beagle badgered by Drew Stafford. Sabres in the middle of a line change as we watch Orpik and Carlson unite. Joel Ward was stacked up at center, Mitchell the other way. Snapshot, a routine stick save for Holtby. Didn't follow the rebound all that cleanly. Giantis centering pass nudged aside by Chimera.
Not so routine, I guess, if you haven't broken a sweat, Joe B, as Al was documenting.
Ward layering it back through center, knocked out of the air and played with a high stick, so the whistle comes against the Sabres.
That last chance tricky for Braden Holtby. Al Koken had a good talk about him just moments ago about staying in the game, staying focused, and that's a tricky little shot there. Mitchell comes down off wing, and look at that puck knuckle and then dip at the last minute. And the first shot here in this period was a toughie, and then off the noggin to boot on the rebound. So that'll get you sweating for Braden Holtby as you look at his career totals through 119 games, tied for 3rd in Caps history when it comes to wins, tied with the great Don Beaupre.
You discussed the ice conditions. Were they the end result of that shot from Mitchell? Because it was an unusual looking bounce on the way to the net.
Well, you see the way it came off his stick. It was already fluttering, and then it had that weird bounce to boot.
Burakovsky, high slot Brouwer. Further still for Alzner. 5-on-5 play continues, this time in the Sabre defensive zone. For just a moment, Marcus Foligno throws it into space for Tyson Strachan. The long reach of Strachan as he's mauled by Carl Alzner. Ennis peeking out of the corner. Back to point position. The cheers of "Let's go Caps" ringing in the ears of Meszaros, who plays it down low. Niskanen with the intercept, and back come the Capitals. Weber will turn. Headman out wide to Delorier. Keeping it on the glass, frustrating Holtby, who makes the stick save there. Weber, a slap pass down low for Delorier, rolls all the way to Stafford. Delorier chips one off the skirt of the goal.
That was a nifty move by Delorier through the legs, Joe B. And the goaltender, Holtby, had to be alert there because that was a sneaky looking play.
Caps captain plays it on for Green, a long wrister that's gloved by Enroth. Thompson Creek with this window of opportunity will open it wide for the grade 8.
Already 4 of the Capitals 20 shots, 3 hits, 4 chances here early going. Right into the crest of Enroth, trying to clean out a guy, cleaned out himself at the bench. Wrist shot off Tyler Myers, follow-up backhand, doesn't deny, doesn't get past Enroth on the doorstep, late stages of the first, tries a stuff attempt. Pretty active period for Alex Ovechkin through 1.5 just about periods of this hockey game, along with Backstrom and Wilson. They've been creating 5-on-5.
Those guys are coming off of a +2 performance in Denver on Thursday. Zadorov for Flynn. Flynn, the former University of Maine Black Bear captain. Mitchell, injury plagued in his career, as Green will crank this one in from center. Ristolainen, the young Finn for Mitchell, and away comes Buffalo. Gianta's dump in into Flynn's corner. Point position, Zadorov knuckles towards the net, and it's flagged down by Braden Holtby. We played 10 minutes and 2 seconds of period 2. Still looking for that first red light inside of Verizon Center.
Half a game in, Caps, Sabres still scoreless. So Lane Lambert, what do you have to do to get that first goal?
Well, right now, you know what? We got to pick up our level of urgency. The only thing that matters on the board is the 2 zeros, not the 21-9 shots. It doesn't matter right now. So we've got to pick up our level of urgency, get more pucks and more bodies to the net. We've got to find a way to score right now.
All right, we appreciate that from Lane Lambert. Illegal Seafood's bite of the night.
That was a very direct message from the assistant coach to his charges.
We've heard that word a lot in these type of games, the urgency that is needed to win.
Ennis pulls the trigger, it goes wide. Rebound chance to score. Matt Moulson.
Well, on the Sabres, he's the only guy that can score a goal like that. He has got a natural set of scoring mitts. He's got his 3rd goal only of the season. He went the first 14 without a goal, Joe B, but he's a 3-time 30-goal guy. And this is why. He's not the flashiest, the fastest, but he's got a real nose for the net. He finds pucks, and he scores this goal, and this is a real hard goal to score. Look at the angle he's on. To me, it looks like it hits the post and then Holtby. Here's an Jeep net cam, the shot here on the left side. Here comes the shot, and there it is, skittering right past Braden Holtby. He can't believe it, nor can the Caps. Moulson and his Sabres are up 1-0 here in the second.
10:15 the time of the tally. Washington now has surrendered the first goal in 8 of its last dozen games, despite its improved play. Johansson for Niskanen through center. He'll bounce it into the corner. Matt Moulson catching Braden Holtby in scramble mode after that puck caromed off the backboards and putting it in from a severe angle. Past the sprawling netminder. Niskanen shovels it for Johansson, moving the puck for Burakovsky, then Brouwer, gloved by Enroth. Weber getting in the face of Burakovsky as they exchange jabs.
We're going to take a look one more time at that goal to give Moulson and his club the lead. Here comes the move to the middle of the shot. It's not blocked by Orpik. There's those lively boards again. And it ramps up off the defender's stick, Joe B. That's Carlson. Then gets past the stick of, as you mentioned, the scrambling Holtby, and it lands in the net. And that's a goal scorer's goal from a very sharp angle. Matt Moulson this season picks up his 3rd, 9 points in his last 10 versus the Washington Capitals.
He's all smiles, turned 31 this month, did Matt Moulson, native of Ontario. It's the first time he's ever scored against Braden Holtby, in fact. As Hudson stretches through center, then fumbled right to a waiting Nicholas Backstrom. Ovechkin on the run, fires off the pads of Enroth. Alex Ovechkin chasing down his own rebound. Came into tonight's action second in the NHL in shots to Philadelphia's Claude Giroux. Delorier working feverishly and taking Green to the end boards.
Well, that's his major part of his game, his skating and his finish. He gets a lot of body checks right up there around the NHL rookies.
Backstrom off of his blade. Enroth sweeps it to the corner. Backstrom with Ovechkin and Wilson looking for the tying tally. We've crossed the midway mark of this game's regulation time. Buffalo has the advantage thanks to Matt Moulson. Braden Holtby will tee it up. Calm the puck down for Matt Niskanen. Stretch pass on through Latta. Karam's behind the Sabre cage. Ristolainen for Giunta. Brian Giunta on the fly, hitting Flynn, who's in. Forehand and off the stick of Braden Holtby and high. Mitchell swarmed. Comes out of there, funnels it on back for Zadorov, working the line. The long wrister that's snagged by Holtby. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Eric Fair in the middle of it, along with Brian Flynn. Folks, you can stay up to date on your favorite team and download the new CSN Washington app today. It features breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. Get everything Capitals, Redskins, Wizards, DC United, and more right now on the new CSN Washington app. Eric Fair getting repositioned. The overtime game winner for him against the Arizona Coyotes on the recent trip.
Total line change here by Barry Trotz, now sending out the Beagle line, and this has been a line that has established a forecheck the last couple of games. They've been the best cycling line, so obviously you get scored against. You want to push now. The Capitals need a push against the Sabres here in the second.
Beagle with a face-off win over Girgensons. This Buffalo squad is also ranked last in terms of face-off efficiency. Just 42% for them on the year. Visiting Buffalo with a 1-0 advantage. Zadorov chips for Girgensons. Latvian Olympian on the wing to Ennis. They jam forward along the corner boards. The send out for Chimera one-on-one. Chimera fires from range, and that's blockered down by Jonas Enroth. Chimera with a smart-looking goal at Pepsi Center, a snapshot over the glove of Red O'Bara. Didn't find the same success against Enroth on that trip. 6:50 with which to work in the second. Backstrom on the entry, 3-on-2. Ovechkin fires off the post. Schmidt to Backstrom off the head fake. Beautiful moves. The pass that jammed Green as he approached the net. Wilson hustles it down for Washington. Marcus Foligno has it for Buffalo. Slams on the brakes. Plays the puck into the corner. Ennis to the front, and Holtby made the save there on Flynn.
And the Capitals' top line, we've talked about them gaining chemistry and confidence. Wilson, Backstrom, Ovechkin, and here you'll see the patented lateral move and why it's so dangerous. Backstrom kicks it wide. Look at Ovechkin. Instead of going straight on a straight line, he tries to pull the goaltender off his angle, and that's exactly what he did. Before Enroth was set, Joey ripped it past his blocker's side. Notice where Enroth is. He's moving the other way laterally, shoots back across his body. Unlucky for the Capitals captain, or it would have been tied up.
Alex has already had 5 quality chances in this contest of Washington's 12 at the top of the screen. Just a shade over 6 minutes left in this second period. Strachan against his former mates. Plays down low for Flynn. He'll twist it on. Myers was poke checked by Johansson, and Marcus Johansson speeds back through center. The lead for Burakovsky just a bit strong. Andre Burakovsky tumbles it for Johansson. Pass down low that gets away, and Stewart will clamp onto it. Gave it up for some reason. Burakovsky sneaks, waits, fires. Enroth makes the save at his knees. Johansson with a rebound. Good shift here for this line. Johansson and Brouwer and Burakovsky. Johansson lets it go. Kicked out of there by Enroth.
He looks so calm. And again, those initial shots, he looks in textbook positioning. It shows a lot of quickness, Joe. That one off the left skate boot. Very quick down low has been Enroth here in this game.
Already with 26 saves in the contest. We're nowhere near the conclusion of the second yet. This is offside against Washington. A few moments ago at the 10:15 mark of the second period, Matt Moulson from the severe angle, giving the guys in the white sweaters reason to congratulate each other. Thompson Creek window of opportunity. When in doubt, call bank.
Fortuitous bounces for the Caps. There's Ward off the backboards and right into the skate boot of Schneider. Here Eric Fair gets one off the backboards. He misses the first one, but then roofs it as it comes off. And then the GWG against the Avalanche the other night. Alex Ovechkin gets the bounce and buries it. Very similar to the goal here tonight by Moulson. It goes against the Caps, and they have a 1-0 lead.
Moulson's third from Ennis and Girgensons. Ward rips this one off the blocker of Jonas Enroth. If he sees it tonight, he's going to stop it. It sure looks like.
Absolutely, Joe. You're right on the money. And that's, everyone says the same thing. Traffic, deflection, flurries, all those type of things to beat every NHL goalie, and the Capitals haven't had that against Enroth.
You might want to do that, especially against a guy who's only 5'10". Enroth makes the save there in tight. As Stafford will switch it up. Delorier chipped it on through Carlson and back to center. Orpik was there to cover, but watch out. Delorier, odd man rush. Fires, he just missed.
Yeah, Orpik got caught there standing up with no support. Made it a 2-on-1 when he didn't get that puck in deep.
Backstrom revving it up down the wing. Slams on the brakes. Ovechkin pumps this one off the defender as Flynn had his hockey stick broken by that blast.
Prefer to hit his hockey stick, I'm sure, for Flynn rather than his body.
Mike Green, cross rink for Nate Schmidt. On through to Backstrom, deflecting it to Enroth's doorstep. Zadorov sends it on around for Flynn off of his boot. This line had a real good shift last time through. Flynn short circuits this trip up ice. The Ristolainen drive to the glove of Holtby. He'll hold on, and everybody else will hang out for a while.
Takes a couple of cross checks there to his back as there's a little bit of a meeting of the minds in front of the cage. Alex Ovechkin, obviously, you've got to be in shooting lanes if you're going to keep him off the board, and there he is. You'll see that nice play by that forward getting in front of that. That was Brian Flynn. Notice it snaps his stick right in half, and he knew it, threw it down. He gets credit for a blocked shot, denying Alex Ovechkin.
Captain makes his weary way back to the bench. Rod Langway, Capital ambassador.
Yeah, it was good to see Dennis Maruk, too, on the telescreen, along with that fella right there, the great Rod Langway, one of the best defensemen ever. A couple of Norris trophies for the Capitals greats.
A low-scoring game, the defensive slugfest tonight between these two teams. Ovechkin adding to his shots on goal total. Remember, he's led the NHL 8 times in shots in his first 9 seasons, full 9 pro. Alsner bumped by Girgensons. Ennis is there, tracked down by Fair. Niskanen wants the loose puck. As we continue along in the second period, there has not been a power play in this game tonight. Referees Pakmara and Pollock letting the boys play. Alsner roughing it up with Moulson.
I don't think there's been a need for a penalty here tonight, Joe. It's been a pretty well played hockey game. We've had some hits. We've had some meetings in front of the net, but no cheap shots and no one going out of line. So that's why we played like this. And I think the refs are doing the right job here tonight.
The only penalties due to the fighting major back in the first. Johansson stuff attempt, and Enroth was not giving him any ground. Marcus Johansson shuffles after this one. Wilson has the puck, bullying his way to the front with help from Fair. Eric Fair turns the corner. One hand on the stick. Good check by the young defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen.
Yeah, that was really good. That just showed you his strength also. He's a big kid, and he had good leverage there against Eric Fair.
Foligno drilled one to the glove of Braden Holtby, and he'll hold on. From a game notes perspective, Nicklas Backstrom on a point-scoring roll.
Yeah, 11 points his last 10, 114 assists his last 3 seasons, second best in the NHL. The Caps 5-2 in their last 7. The reason, better defensively, just 2.14 goals against, plus their PK, 14 straight and 16 of 18 during the recent run. And the Sabres on the road, their power play, whether it's home or away, has not been powerful for Teddy Nolan.
Buffalo team that has won just twice in 9 games away from First Niagara Center. As Tom Wilson is escorted back to the Washington bench. Face-off to come in the Caps' defensive territory. 2:29 left in period 2. Referee Pollock explaining things to Barry Trotz. Beagle set to draw against Torrey Mitchell. And he wins it. Nate Schmidt will hesitate and then paddle it on for Ward to dump down. Beagle gives chase. To the boards with Strachan. Punched it ahead, a legal hand pass in the D zone. Then Foligno had a stick chop. Chimera's in, short side, shut off by Enroth. Ward. This Karam back behind the goal. Jason Chimera. Watching as it squirts back to center.
And the Capitals probably fortunate there, Joe, because that gets called a lot. You know, you get the stick whacked out of your hands. They give you a slashing penalty, an interference call. No call made. As you mentioned, they're letting him play here.
Mitchell at the line, poke check by Schmidt. As Ward will clear. Joel Ward tied for second in the goal scoring list for Washington. Maneuvers in. With Strachan staring at him, he'll play the cycle game for Ovechkin. On the top for Niskanen, who fires. That's deflected wide by Backstrom. Alzner, shooting channel, drive, stopped in front. Rebound there for Wilson. He makes one more pass. He was looking for Ovechkin. It never arrived. Niskanen straight away. To Ovechkin on the outside. Backstrom was setting the screen. Lassoed there to the corner. Delorier for the Sabres will get it out. Just over a minute with which to work in the second. Stewart, nice toe drag move. Not able to pull the trigger in time as Wilson gets cleaned out by Hodgson.
And I think he ran out of gas to make that extra stride to the net there.
Backstrom on the delay feeds Niskanen with a rocket shouldered aside by Enroth. Jonas Enroth is over 30 saves already in this game. Stafford will clear it in. 37 seconds left in the second period. Burakovsky building up momentum with Tom Wilson through center. On the cross corner dump in, Tyler Myers has it for Buffalo. Swoops out of his own zone with a puck. Turns it on for Girgensons. 20 seconds left. Brooks Orpik has it. Capitals 20 shots in this period alone. Burakovsky waits at the line. He'll brush it behind Enroth, who's been the difference maker tonight. 6 seconds left. Molson bothered at center, and that'll do it. Through 2. The Buffalo Sabres grabbing the lead thanks to that man, the mustachioed Matt Molson. 10:15 the time of the tally, his third of the year from Ennis and Girgensons. Lattice's Intermission Live is coming up for us on the net. A few moments, we'll be joining Al Koken. He's here. He'll have a guest. Highlights and stats are coming your way. Locker will have some fun telestrating. Caps and Sabres hitting the ice at Verizon Center, where Buffalo has a 1-0 advantage through 2. Let's send it to Keely Fulton right now for this Geico Sportsnet Central update. Capitals need to turn up the volume in the third period. Fans need to get back to their seats. Here at Verizon Center, Buffalo has a 1-0 advantage. Matt Molson has the game's only goal. Folks, we love your interaction on Twitter, hashtag Capitals Talk. Which Cap player did you want to invite to your home for Thanksgiving dinner? The answers are coming in.
Yeah, Backstrom. He always passes. He'll pass me all the food so I can eat it all. Good one. I invite John Carlson, Team USA defenseman. Knows what it's all about.
Tom Wilson, you can scare my kids. Hey, have your Brussels sprouts.
Only if he wears his Christmas jammies for Troy Brouwer.
Oh, it's a great look. Nate
Schmitty.
Schmidt,
Nice. Definitely has positive energy at Family Thanksgiving.
stand-up comedy routine.
Brooks Lake gets some because he changed a flat tire. Remember what a great guy he is?
Alex Ovechkin at a lot of dinner tables. Braden Holtby, the pilgrim look. I call him Wolfman. As we are just about set to start period number 3, there has not been a power play in this game. And Tom Wilson getting a lot of invites to Thanksgiving dinner. From our home to yours, we wish all of you the very best this coming week ahead.
Yep, and Shimmer and company, they'd always be welcome at a party. And the other leagues around the pro sports. Joe B, how about the American Hockey League? Hershey is up 1-0 over Worcester. Brownie has the goal, just sent down today. He strikes for them. And at the Carrier Dome, 30,000 plus, Syracuse versus Utica. Just prior to that, Utica versus Oswego State in college hockey. Then the main event, over 30,000 people estimated to be the biggest game ever in the American Hockey League.
I wonder how the ice is at the Dome as we have a whistle 16 seconds into the third period. Jack Hillen is the healthy scratch for Washington on the blue line. Brooks Laich, Liam O'Brien, Aaron Volpatti, John Erskine, and Dmitry Orlov on the injured list, not to tend to Stafford and Hodson tonight. Good news, though, for Laich and O'Brien, Locker. We could see them this week.
Sure could, and getting better, and let's hope. You know, Barry Trotz was talking about his poise, about the feel of the team on the bench in these one-goal games, feeling in a better state, and this is the type of game they've been in a lot of these one-goal affairs. They got to pull this one out tonight against Buffalo.
Stafford shimmies below the goal line, tries to stuff it there, and it came on through. The other thing that Barry Trotz was talking about was making this place a difficult place for the visitors. Zorpic gets the line. Washington has 9 victories this season. 5 of them are on the road.
Yeah, he says you win the playoffs.
Niskanen lets it go. It floats wide.
And get into the playoffs if you win 50% on the road and 70% of your points on home ice. That usually puts you in the playoffs. That's why they got to be more difficult to play. This has always been a great building for this team. They've always racked up win after win here. Not been the case to start this season overall.
A mark of 4-3-3 at home as Jonas Enroth will hold on. He has been a difference maker tonight. In goal for Buffalo, doing his best Ryan Miller impersonation.
Backing up for the Buffalo Sabres, Nathan Lewin just called up from the American Hockey League. As you look at Enroth's numbers, looking for his 28th win. There's Nathan Lewin. Had some good games last year. Struggled a little bit in the American League this season, Joe. He had some sparkling numbers down there last year and got the recall up here to Buffalo and played a handful of games. Obviously with Nuvi hurt, they also have Hackett, who's been hurt quite a bit this season. So they've got some pretty good guys in the pipeline.
This is an offside against Washington. The assist leaders are presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America.
Double digits for Backey and Carlson on the cusp. You see Ovechkin, Green, and Burakovsky. Guys helping out a lot this season.
Face off in neutral ice. Just past the top of the hour. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin, Al Koken with you tonight. NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. First of 3 this season between Eastern rivals. The next one comes in early March back in here. As we shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for their efforts day and night. This building has been busy. Georgetown basketball starting at noon. A win for the Hoyas over Robert Morris. Tonight, Matt Moulton has given Buffalo the lead by 1. You're all caught up with 18:20 to go in regulation. Niskanen funnels it on around. Burakovsky off the hands of Girgensson at center. Niskanen will continue the thrust. Gets the line and finds Johansson. Spins it below the goal line to Burakovsky. Hammered there by Zadorov. Mountainous young defender in the Buffalo lineup who played in the OHL with Dale Hunter's London Knights.
And playing in his 10th game, right, Joe B? So that means automatically he kicks in with his first 3-year contract. So he's expected to be here the rest of this season.
Mitchell for Weber, but not clear. Carlson towards the cage, deflected wide. Flynn takes it on the run for the Sabres. Waiting at the line, cross-rink delivery for Brian Giunta. His pass Played on out there by Schmidt, who forces to the backhand. Flynn pounds it off the boards. Mitchell will roll it back behind the Washington cage, and you get an eye full of Brooks Orpik. Niskanen channels it on through for Ward. Spun him around on the pass. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Shots on goal are 31-15 for Washington. Gianta plays it on the flank for Foligno, rumbling into the corner with Orpik. Matt Niskanen, the Minnesota native, on for Kuznetsov, and he'll skip to the corner for Latta. Poke check there by Strachan. Kuznetsov on the feed. Alzner fires. That's blocked. Carl Alzner recovers. Fair plays it to the point, but it'll get away from Carlson all the way back to Braden Holtby.
Real good shift by Kuznetsov. Just shows you his skating ability and his hockey sense. Real good pass to Alzner at the point.
This is Fair with a wrister right to the gut of Jonas Enroth. Locker, you can revisit your Voice on Value presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
I'm caught in a trap and I can't walk out, buddy.
Thank you.
Avoid the trap was the key for tonight's hockey game, our Voice on Value, and that was not to get trapped into looking at their record, to looking at their team and saying, hey, they're last place, they don't score a lot, we're just going to have an easy night. My theory was bring the road home, because they played two terrific games that were very gritty. They're getting lots of chances. Now they got to really get some trench stuff going here in the third to win this one 2-1.
Thank you, Elvis Lachlan.
You're welcome. One of my favorite songs, by the way.
4 minutes gone by in period 3. Alzner, one of the Capitals' iron men on the blue line, offers it to Ovechkin. Poke check there. Waiting for him from Girgensons.
Yeah, Alan May was talking about that between periods, just about the way they're stacking up. Got to get the puck deep against their defensemen or trying to hold the line against the Capitals tonight. It's got to be a chip to yourself behind the net. Some indirect passes may work out well. Whoa, hot footing at the bench there.
Yes.
Didn't want to touch the puck.
Ovechkin's bid was blocked by Strachan.
Rather odd, Joby.
Yeah, that'll make the highlight reels.
Well,
how to avoid too many men on the ice.
Delorier double jumped there because he knew his team was in a line change. As you look at Alex Ovechkin, career versus Enroth. You mentioned that earlier, Joe B. 4 games, 8 points. Half and half for Ovechkin.
Frustration building as the Capitals have had the better of the play, you could say, and still find themselves trailing by 1. Hodson excused from the faceoff dot. Troy Brouwer in the last few weeks has been among the NHL leaders when taking faceoffs. This time he'll be opposed by Drew Stafford. Brouwer wins it on back. Johansson mugged by Ristolainen. Zadorov sends it on around. Hodson takes it on the go. Into space looking for Stafford. That was snared by Niskanen. Nate Schmidt for the Capitals has the puck. Marcus Johansson broke his stick on the crossing pass. Just one of those nights. Delorier one-hands it ahead, just as Johansson was getting a new baton from the bench.
That was a sweet handoff there by the Capitals training staff to Marcus.
Burakovsky leans into this rush. Johansson waits, scoops one towards the cage, ushered aside by Jonas Enroth. 32 saves and counting. Enroth earlier in the season had a 41 save game against Chicago. Johansson hits the seam. Marcus Johansson lost it. He was fouled, though. The Capitals will have the power play. Holtby's on his way to the bench. 6 attackers on as the Sabres go shorthanded.
Going to be a hook from behind, so the Capitals go to the power play. And that was probably a good penalty by their defenseman, Mike Weber, one of their veteran D-men. And there's the call at center ice. So for the first power play, they go up against the penalty killing of Teddy Nolan. Here's the regroup. Orpik in a seam finds Mojo with good steam. And there's the wraparound, just enough to throw Mojo off kilter. Caps with the extra man with a good dart of speed by number 90.
Brouwer, Backstrom, Johansson, Niskanen, and Ovechkin 5 on ice on the power play here. Brouwer lets it go. The caroms to the slot there for Ovechkin. He was denied by Enroth. Nicholas Backstrom for the Capitals. Top side for Niskanen. Wrister on the way. That was blunted by Girgensons. Backstrom swivels, finds Brouwer, then Johansson. For Backstrom. Niskanen cranks. Deflection, score! Tie game at 1.
Seconds. The guys were frowning prior to this power play, and the Capitals strike. Teddy Nolan's team under 70% on the road. Only the Flyers are less effective killing penalties away from home. Here comes the shot. There's a deflection by their big defenseman, Tyler Myers. That puck hit the heel of his stick, and there's the change of direction. Niskanen will get his first goal, and he pounds it and gets a bounce the Caps were looking for.
Normally the spot manned by Mike Green on the first power play unit. Matt Niskanen takes advantage. His first goal is a Cap at 5:54, caroming in off of Tyler Myers. Washington and Buffalo start anew at 1-1.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Mike Green, and when you look at the statistics after that second period, Joe, he only played about 10.5 minutes. So not a whole lot for Greeny so far.
It's a point that I was leading you towards. We'll keep an eye out for 52 Red the balance of this third period. The dump in that dropped Torrey Mitchell. He's very slow to get back to his feet if he can at all. As Ristolainen scales. Another gathering between these two teams, and Torrey Mitchell feeling the effects of being hit by that slap shot dump in. 6 minutes, 24 seconds into period 3. 1-1 in DC. This evening's game summary brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. Matt Moulson striking first tonight for the visitors.
And his goaltender has been rock solid. Enroth, 34 of 35. 20 in the second period alone, keeping his Sabres alive in this hockey game. And then Matt Niskanen, way to go. First goal as a Cap, gets a nice deflection off their own guy. Their big defenseman deflects that home. He'll take it. His 36th. In his career from the blue line.
Niskanen had 10 goals last year with Pittsburgh. 6 of them were game winners. This one tonight, his first as a Cap, is a game tying tally. Ward feeds for Chimera. Jason Chimera looking to Joel Ward once more. Straightened up there on the hit. Beagle and Ward and Chimera into the cycle. Joel Ward banking it off the boards. Ennis snares. Speedy forward, plays on for Myers, distributes on the wing, or it's skipped wide of the goal by Stewart. Still even in full strength 5-on-5. Chimera gathers that one in. A good catch of the pass. Then his feed for Ward, bouncing over his tape. Sabres in the visiting white. Buffalo next in action. They'll play host to Winnipeg on Wednesday at First Niagara Center.
It was nice to see Rick Jeanneret in the building tonight, calling one period for the Buffalo Sabres here against the Caps.
Feeling a bit better, feeling a bit stronger. As Hodgson funnels it out of the corner off of Wilson to the front, and Enroth is able to cover. Let's go back to that injury on Torrey Mitchell a few moments ago.
Slap shot dumping right off his foot. Ristolainen, there's the slap shot off his left foot, Joe. He had a tough time. Watch him crawl back, though. He had the wherewithal. He thinks he's going to get on side here. That's what he's looking to do, get over that blue line. The whistle goes. He was hopping to the bench all the way. The training staff came on the ice. They're hoping Torrey Mitchell's going to be all right. He's had a good hockey game here tonight.
Ristolainen getting refreshments. Mitchell, a former San Jose third-round draft pick. Buffalo now the third team with which he's worked in the NHL. Orpik loads and drives. That's off another skate in front, namely of Tyson Strachan. Wilson to Ovechkin. John Carlson fires, and Strachan kicks it away, playing goal in front of Enroth. Tom Wilson with a long-range wrister, and that's an easy stop for the Swedish-born netminder.
Right off his chest protector and make sure he gobbles it up. Big Willie getting that shot through. Really stirring the pot with that top line for the Caps with Ovechkin and Backstrom.
Tom Wilson's goal coming against Arizona here. Barry Trotz looking on from behind the Washington bench. This Capitals team, a total of 21 points in the Metropolitan Division, placing third as we began play on this Saturday night. Capitals on Long Island for a matchup with the New York Islanders Wednesday. We'll have that one for you on CSN Plus. Please do check your local listings. Troy Brouwer with a good back check. Power play goal from Washington has tied it here in the third. Niskanen from Backstrom and Johansson. The long send-away came on through Brouwer, the length of the pond, and it's icing. Icing against Washington. Earlier tonight, folks, we were asking you, since 05-06, this McDonald's trivia question, which Cap has recorded the most hits in a single season?
All right, Joe B, give us the 5 guesses we have.
We had Ovechkin, we had Chris Clark, Matt Bradley, Matt Hendricks, and Troy Brouwer.
Clarkie.
I'll go Hendricks.
Oh.
We had the right guy. We had him last, and he was first. Way to go, Steve.
Gets us a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what he lives for. Sort of. Ooh. Orpik timing his hit on Girgensons as fair turns. Told you it was Troy Brouwer.
I know you did. I thought that was too easy. That's why I went out of the box. Clarkie had a lot of hits one year.
Schmidt dodging the hit from no angle. Had that one rejected in front. Giunta from skate to stick. Nice work there for Brian Giunta. Tapped it on for Mazzaros, who's playing NHL game number 600 tonight. Giunta back behind the cage. Mitchell is good to go after taking that slapper in the boot. Giunta tied up along the wall, nearing the midway mark of this third period. Niskanen has the goal for Washington, and he has the puck. Chimera rifles one in from center. Ward there to wire it back around. The only power play of the game belonging to Washington, and Niskanen hitting pay dirt. Carlson offers it to Chimera. To the top for the long wrister. Knocked down in front, and Giunta will skate it away for Buffalo.
A real good pinch there by John Carlson. An even better cover up by Beagle, who got that initial shot in. The Capitals D, as we've seen all season, being very aggressive going down the wall.
Backstrom determined into the offensive zone. A saucer pass that fooled Alex Ovechkin. Alsner deals it down low for Backstrom once more off the curl. Ovechkin does not get there in time to keep it in. Orpik will get things arranged. 9:38 to go in the third period. Tom Wilson with a burst down the flank, and Delorier was waiting for him. Hodgson plays through center. Stafford will throw it into the corner for Delorier. The Bloodhound going after Orpik. Tom Wilson funnels the puck for Backstrom late in his shift. Orpik skipping through center. Ovechkin will tumble it in. Brouwer off the carom. Troy Brouwer for Washington. To the front of Ovechkin. He sent it wide of Enroth. Mazzaros plays it for Stafford as Ovechkin will change. We drift below 9 minutes to go in the third. A 1-1 draw with visiting Buffalo. Burakovsky stretching his legs through center, skips it wide of the goal, flagged down by Enroth, and he'll take no chances. 8:42 left in the third period now. Troy Brouwer and friends have worked their way back into a 1-1 game.
In a tight one, tied at 1 in the third, it appears, and we know now that the Capitals will not have Mike Green for the rest of this game. He is out with an upper body injury listed day to day. We don't want to speculate on what the injury is, but this could be how it happened as Rasmus Ristolainen got him in that first period. He did play the second, hasn't played the third, and Matt Niskanen has been taking the lion's share of the shifts, and obviously on that power play got the goal that got the Caps back in it.
Al, we appreciate the update. We knew we hadn't seen Mike for a while. And as Niskanen crosses over to play, Jack Hillen is the healthy defender out of the lineup. Jack's been a scratch since the opener. At the doorstep here, Foligno with help from Girgensons. Keeping it along the boards. Stewart let it come through for Foligno. Badgered by Nate Schmidt. As it squirts to the slot, Marcus Johansson tells Buffalo to go fetch. Mazzaros will swing. Slovak Olympian. Caps in the middle of a change. Weber in no hurry. Each of the last 4 meetings between Washington and Buffalo have gone past regulation. We are 1-1 with 7:48 to go in this one. To the slot. Right to the front. Pad save. Holtby. Rebound. They score. Mitchell on the slam dunk.
And it all started because of a heavy forecheck. They dumped it to the corner. There was a battle in the corner. They got the puck to the front. The guy that we showed earlier that took that slap shot off the foot, Torrey Mitchell, he gets his 3rd goal of the season. Last year he had all of 2. He's got 3 now this season. Here's the race for the puck, starting with him. Notice the follow-up. That's the second guy coming into the play, Joe B. That's Gianta. He tries a power move. It doesn't go in, and a couple of whacks at it here on the doorstep, and you see that puck going in, but it's the captain, the power move. They'll get the primary assist, the follow-up on a sharp angle. The guy that started the whole forecheck, Torrey Mitchell, has given the Sabres a 2-1 lead.
Mitchell with goals earlier in the season against Minnesota and Carolina. His marker at 12-18. Primary assist to Brian Gianta, and the Montreal, Quebec native has given Buffalo an advantage.
Pretty good net drive there by their captain. That's created the whole problem for the Capitals. They got inside position against the defenders who were trying to box out in the corner. And that allowed Gianna to get to the net with that loose puck.
Time for the Capitals to dig in again. Ovechkin right up the gut of the defense. Alex Ovechkin to the front looking for Backstrom. He finds it on his blade. Back to Niskanen. Lines and drives. A pad save for Enrock. Rebound was there. Ovechkin didn't pull the trigger on the backhand in time.
Great play by Myers, though, using his long reach, Joe. He's a big defenseman, covers a lot of ground, and that was a game saver with the reach of Myers, able to knock the puck off of OV's stick.
Girgensons going after his own rebound. Zemgus plays it on the lip of the boards, gloved down by Niskanen. He'll play back at center. 6:50 left in regulation time. 2-1 for the guys in the white jerseys from Western New York. Ristolainen's wrister is snared by Holtby. Fans, your kids can join the Kids Club today for $20. As a member, you receive the Kids Club kit. It includes a Nicholas Backstrom bobblehead, monthly newsletters, contests, and invitations to exciting events. For more information or to join, why not visit WashingtonCaps.com. On Kids Day inside of Verizon Center, it has been a night of low scoring, but for the moment, Torrey Mitchell has given the Sabres the advantage. Burakovsky on the outlet to Johansson. On the curl and drag snapshot, it goes wide. Capitals have won 7 of the last 9 against the Sabres underneath this roof. Zadorov didn't get it out. Johansson for Washington. Between defenders, ripped off by Stafford. Alsner on the head man. Burakovsky distributes for Johansson again. Marcus angled there by Zadorov. Johansson kicking it loose. Getting help from Burakovsky. Alsner pinching. And Stafford punching him. It's a 2-on-1. Hodgson and Delorier. Hodgson waits, fires, and Holtby makes the pad save. Stafford on the follow-up. That came right on through with a little help from the Caps netminder.
That was the save the Capitals needed from Braden Holtby. Everything's about time in the game of hockey, and that was the timely save that they needed to keep this game still alive for this hockey club. Real good stop, making sure he held that post against their shooter.
Holtby's save percentage around 95% in the last couple of weeks. Fair, quick developing 3-on-2. Fair feeds. It's chunked wide of the goal. Opening up there for the blast. Looking for it was Evgeny Kuznetsov. This is Latta, crunched along the boards. Kuznetsov pivots, protecting the puck well. The feed down low, loose in the slot on the backhander that was blocked. The Sabres reeling. They'll gladly take the icing here to relieve the pressure. On the Toyota League leaderboard, Locker, a goalie's best friends, including the goalposts.
Yeah, coming into tonight's game, Josh Georges, the Buffalo Sabres defenseman who's injured, leads Chris Russell by 4. 6 better than Brooks Orpik, number 44. Girardi, Polak also block a ton of shots. Orpik leads the NHL in the month of November.
Offensive zone draw here for the Caps, who need one to tie. Backstrom wins it back. The booming drive from Ovechkin and a blocker save for Enroth. Stepping to the middle, Orpik fires this one, loose in front. The carom played to safety by Foligno, but not out. Orpik drags it to the boards for Wilson. Puck below the goal line. Backstrom in hot pursuit, and Weber scoops it all the way down. It'll be another icing against the Sabres.
And this line's been out there now for that second draw. They were out late before. We'll see if Teddy Nolan uses his time out here, because this is a group that have been reeling for the Buffalo Sabres.
Next TV game for us, the Caps and the New York Islanders on CSN+.
Yeah, should be a great game. They can really fly along with the Caps. Johnny Tavares and company are off to a hot start. We'll have all the coverage right here at 7 p.m. The Islanders, by the way, Joby, you know, you talk about winning 7 of 8. They're also a team that have a lot of firepower. The Capitals are going to have to play well on the island to get the 2 points.
Last check, the Islanders were beating the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight 3-1. Yevgeny Malkin gave the Pens the advantage, but since then it's been 3 in a row for New York. Western New York's Buffalo Sabres have a 2-1 lead in Washington, D.C. They're in the classroom now at the Sabre bench.
Had to make that time out there for sure. The Caps were coming. They were on there for a long shift. Look for this set of 5 now to be a little more refreshed. The Capitals got to keep on the heat. They've changed lines a couple of times and still looking for that energy. And the top line again goes out for Barry Trotz.
Capitals shot counter at 40, a single game season high. That means 39 stops for Enroth and counting, with 4:36 to go in this third period. Face-off control belongs to Girgensons. As he was upset, there's a penalty call. It's a trip.
Yep, you knew things would even out, Joe B.
Oh, Locker, but that's a double whammy this late in the game. Backstrom to the penalty box. 2-1 Sabres. And Torrey Mitchell all fired up about that. Back with a Sabre power play in a moment.
You ready for Capitals postgame live? Alan May, why are the Capitals losing this game?
Well, the thing that's going on right now, they're not getting a better second effort in front of the net on all these shots. Right now, they've got 40 shots. They're not getting enough rebounds. There's not enough bodies in front of the net. They've got to rectify that, kill this penalty, and they get bodies to the front of the net, find rebounds, deflections.
All right, we'll have more on postgame live. Joe, back to a massive penalty kill for the Caps.
Capitals postgame live presented by your D.C. area Acura dealers. Washington has killed off 14 straight shorthanded situations. They need one now. Braden Holtby was cleaned out in the crease. As a result, we hear a whistle with the net off of its moorings, methinks.
Yeah, and the faceoff's going to stay inside because it was the Caps player, the defenseman, that knocked the Buffalo Sabre into the post. Here it is. Watch. Down low, here comes Orpik. There's a shot to Molson, who runs into Holtby, who knocks the net off its pegs, and that's what the referee deemed. Therefore, the faceoff stays inside and does not move outside.
How about those numbers for the Buffalo power play? That's the entire season, folks.
And just 1 of 25 away from Buffalo.
Caps control the draw. Must kill here as John Carlson sends it on down.
But what I found interesting, Joe B, the Montreal Canadiens, who are running pretty hot lately, are 0 for 29 away from Bell Center, which was hard to believe the way they've been winning games.
Myers will slug it in. Holtby slows it down. Stafford was creamed by Orpik. Myers walks the line, plays the puck for Ennis. He was challenged quickly by Orpik, who's really throwing his weight around.
Now you can take a little few more liberties, Joe, in this game. When you're down a man, they sort of let things go a little bit.
On the timing play, Holtby throws the poke check out on Molson. At Molson, point position, Myers. Myers waits for the screen to develop. Feeds for Ennis. Ennis cranks it up, pad save, Holtby. Rebound, batted out of the air by Molson, stop. Stafford another chance. That was turned away off the outside of the frame. Ennis maneuvering to the perimeter. Bumps it inside for Stafford. Wonderful stop by Holtby.
Buffalo Sabres thought they had one. Orpik and company getting into it at the side of the net. Chimera also coming in there. Buffalo Sabres do not look like a power play here in the third period that was 4 for 59 coming into this game. They moved the puck very effectively, and your goaltender, as Trotz will say and as coaches say, has to be your best penalty killer, Joe. Here they set it up. This is much like the Brouwer play the Caps use. Backstrom, Mojo to Brouwer. Well, it's the Sabres executing the same little three-way passing play, and Stafford launched a rocket, and Holtby comes up huge.
Stafford has 4 goals this season, all of them at home. Half of them are on the power play. He was denied there at point-blank range. A key draw now late in the third period. Beagle tying up his opposing center so that Niskanen can win it for Washington and clear in one fell swoop. 3 minutes with which to work in the third. Whoa, Enroth just got back to the net there in time to deny a shorthanded chance. Backstrom serves another 28 seconds in the box. The lead goal for Buffalo from Torrey Mitchell here in the third period. Girgensons rubbed out by Alzner. Niskanen is there, and he'll play clear on the night when the Capitals have missed Mike Green for a good chunk of this game. Green will not return, an injury sustained earlier tonight.
And they're rotating the right side, and Carlson and Niskanen getting all those minutes that Greeny would normally have, which is about 10 more minutes than he came into this game with at 10:36 when he left, Joe. So that's a lot of ice time for the right side for this Trotz team.
Capitals do the job on the penalty kill. 2:17 to go in regulation time. We'll keep our eyes on Braden Holtby. Gianta absorbs the hit from Carlson. Help comes from Girgensons. 5 in the scrum. Latta trying to pitchfork it free. He does have the puck for Washington. 2 minutes to go in the third. Latta streaks through center. Latta off the head fake, waiting for the C's to part there. Poke checked by Myers. Holtby looking for instructions from the bench. 1:50 to go in regulation time. Myers on the clear ahead. Foligno snaking his way through center. Marcus Foligno pulls the trigger. That was deadened by Carlson. 1:35 left in the contest. The Buffalo Sabres just 5 wins on the season in 19 games. They've got the lead in Washington tonight. Wilson waits. Along the boards, bounced free to Backstrom. Goalie on his way, 6 attackers on. Wonderful saucer pass, better save from Enroth. He robbed Niskanen.
That was a beautiful pass. Niskanen wide open. Enroth on that blocker side has been unreal in this game tonight.
70 seconds locker in the third period. 6 attackers on in red. Capitals looking for the tying goal. Schmidt for Niskanen. Bombs away, wide of the goal. Big rebound. Backstrom pokes it in the final minute of regulation time. Brouwer funneled off to Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin gets topside to a good shooting lane. The feed for Wilson, stymied by Ennis. Ristolainen comes over, makes the play, but doesn't get it clear. 44 seconds left. Ovechkin closing. Alex Ovechkin waits, being encouraged to shoot it. 38 seconds to go. Pumps the slapper. Kicked out of there by Enroth. Wilson tables it for Ovechkin again. Long drive. Schmidt at the doorstep after the pad save. Cleared away. Ennis didn't get it out. It'll dribble past Schmidt through center. 20 seconds left. Ovechkin winding it up. Leaves it in his wake. Johansson a nimble move. Marcus going to the cage. He was poke checked, and the Sabres clear it. Delorier with great hustle.
Yeah, that's all about effort, just stretching out, laying down, and now they're in D mode, really stacking up in the neutral zone against the Caps.
Molson hammers it down, and the Buffalo Sabres have come from snowy Western New York to celebrate their 3rd win in a row.
And they immediately go to their goaltender, who faced 44 shots. He stopped 43 of them. They get out of Dodge, out of Verizon Center. As Barry Trotz looks on, they fall to the Buffalo Sabres 2-1. Hugs all around for their goaltender.
Blocker this evening's Caps player of the game is Matt Niskanen, sponsored by the Palm Restaurant.
Yeah, when Mike Green went down, he worked the power play. They had 1 power play. They were 1 for 1. He's got his first goal with the Caps. He had 4 shots and over 24 minutes of work. Ready to go, Matty.
Folks, you can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey has been brought to you tonight by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. The Washington, D.C. Buick and GMC dealers. Visit a Washington, D.C. Buick dealer and save thousands this Black Friday. Night Point Systems, offering you the technology you need when you need it. And by your DC Acura dealers. Check out the new TLX at DCAcura.com. In Washington, D.C. this Saturday night, fans filing for the exits unhappy. The Buffalo Sabres are down the Washington Capitals by the final count of 2-1. For Craig Laughlin, for Al Kochen, for Alan May, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Join us on Wednesday on CSN Plus. That's CSN Plus. It's the Caps and the New York Islanders at 7 Eastern. CSN Plus on your local listings. Folks, up next, after the commercial break, it'll be Capitals postgame live with Al Kochen and Alan May, originating right here at Verizon Center. 44 shots for the Capitals, 1 measly goal.